Hi, it's Mary, Queen MLV, Talk to Me Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2010. Kind of a different week. First, I told you I was going to make some baby bibs, and I did. I have a set of 8 patterns, and I made 3. I don't know if I'm going to make all 8, but we'll see. This is different because, you know, a couple months ago I learned how to applique on my machine embroidery machine. And these are kind of different because you have to put fabric on the front, fabric on the back, just stabilizer around the edge, and then when you're finished you tear the stabilizer off. And so kind of a different technique for me. And you have to get the satin stitch just right with the right thread behind it, and it was something worth learning. And so I have 3 of them done. The first one that I did is a cow, and at the risk of sounding like the Wizard of Oz, pay no attention to the loose threads. I've got some, just some threads hanging out that need to come off. Anyway, you do the face, front and back, and then you do the little neck, and this snaps on. These are snaps. So here's the cow, and these are 2 different fabrics, 3 counting the neck. And then I did an elephant. I only used 2 fabrics on him because his neck matches. And there's his back. And then I made a lion, and he's 3 fabrics because this is a first fabric, second fabric, 1 in the neck, and then this is just stitching. So he's kind of cute. I don't think I told you that I have a learning curve smock. I need a smock because when you use a long arm quilter, they encourage you to wear a smock so that you're not interfering with the machine and so that threads aren't getting on you and things like that. And it also has pockets to hold your scissors and whatever else you need. And so I have this smock. And when I make things, say I'm making a square that's a new technique or something, and so I quilt it or whatever I'm doing with it, and it's just a test, so sometimes it's in funny colors, or I mess up a square and it's in the right colors, it's just not right, I keep those. And if they're good squares that are just kind of orphans, then I either send them to Orphan Gen or put them in an orphan quilt. But the ones that are really messed up show what I've learned and how, and so I have been appliquing those onto my smock. So I now have a lion face with no neck, a cute little lion face to put on my smock. Maybe next time I'll show you that because it's got some things that would look familiar to you. Anyway, 3 bibs, feeling good about those. I think they're kind of cute. For my UFO, I am going to finish these. I have 2. These samplers, and I got discouraged because I couldn't get them lined up straight. I think I now figured out how to line them up straight. I've learned a lot about embroidery since I started these. This is a machine embroidered cross stitch, so it's a fun pattern. I think it's going to be a very cute sampler, and I just lost interest in it. So that's going to be my UFO. I have A through E, and obviously I'm going through Z, so quite a bit to go, times 2. And it's possible if the top row, if I figure out how to get the second row straight and the top row is driving me crazy, then I may start over. And if the second row is just as uneven, then I may make it a little more uneven so it looks like I meant to do that, and we'll have to figure that out too. But that's going to be my UFO. Pretty excited about it. My husband sometimes has so much confidence in me, it just amazes me. Sorry, I lost my bibs. Sometimes I don't know what he's thinking, but sometimes he amazes me at how much confidence he has in me. He comes home last week and he shows me this hat. It's a client of his logo on a safety yellow hat. And he says to me, he was talking to the client and they were having a heck of a time getting their logo onto this hat because of some problem with the company that was doing it, and he says, oh, Mary can do that. So he brings home the hat and a blank hat that's different. This one has a cuff and stripes. And he says, can you put this on there? Because I told him you could. And I said, well, that's quite the challenge. And so they emailed me the logo, which came in several colors, and I made it all one color, and I digitized it, and then I had to go down and see my expert about how to get that on there. And it turns out that you have to use, on the back, you have to use a stabilizer I've never used before that's sticky, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then on the front you have to use a plastic film to keep it down, and so it's quite the ordeal and quite different from anything I've ever done. And so I did it, and I was so very proud of myself. And so here's mine, and I give it to him, and I am, because of how much I had to do, I had to digitize it, get it on there, change the density, get the right backing on there, get the right front on there. You rip off the plastic, you tear off the sticky. It's quite a deal. And so I was awfully darn proud of myself. So he takes this back to the client, and he comes back with a box, and he says, they need 50. And they want to give them to the employees tomorrow. So I have 25 of these finished, and by tomorrow I will have 50. And quite the project. So that's why I haven't gotten to my Twilight block of the months. That's why I haven't finished all kinds of things that I had planned to do this week. So, not a lot to show except for one hat, but there are going to be 50 of them. That's pretty time consuming, and I think they turned out pretty well. Then I thought, while I had you, I've told you that I started a Texas block crochet, Afghan throw something. It's Amber's pattern, and I just love it because it's an extended single crochet, which is my favorite stitch. And I'm going to see if I can hold this up. I've got 3 skeins of yarn, and so I'm just going to drop those on the floor and hope nothing terrible happens. Anyway, here it is. And I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on my 7th row. But isn't that just a beautiful, beautiful pattern? And it is so easy and goes so fast, and it's nice and thick, so it's going to be a great one. And I actually was looking at some yarn in the store the other day, which is bad because I have so much here. But I was looking at some yarn and found some cool colors, and I've already bought 3 new colors to start a new one when this is finished, so it's pretty exciting. And Amber, when I finish it, I will send you a photo, because I know you like seeing your patterns made up. So anyway, great pattern. Thank you, Offingen, for telling us about that, and thank you, Amber, for making such a great pattern. Having fun with that. That's about it. I have hats to make. Have a great week.